Bagui system are attempting to resurrect the ancient Oktoberfest celebration, an annual event based on a centuries-old Earth tradition. The scale of the event is unprecedented, and local suppliers are reeling due to the weight of demand. Consequently, Mold Federal Mining Incorporated has volunteered to finance an emergency initiative that will supply the required resources. A spokesperson for the company issued the following statement. This will be a party like no other, where people can come together to celebrate life, love and beer. We are honored to play our part in supporting a festival such as this. Nothing is more important to us than helping our communities. Mold Federal Mining Incorporated has placed an open order for animal meat, fish, and beer, promising commodities to Leggett Port, in the Bagui system. The organization has also placed a kill order on all ships on its wanted list, to ensure that those contributing to the initiative can do so safely. The campaign begins on the 27th of September 3304 and will run for 1 week. If the final target is met earlier than planned, the campaign will end immediately. Commodities appeal concludes. The competing campaign from technology companies Supertech and Herculean Machines have come to an end. Huge quantities of technological components were contributed to the initiatives, which will be used to support the manufacture of new personal computers. As the Supertech campaign drew to an end, company CEO Scorpio Devoro issued the following statement. I can't thank the galactic community enough for its support. We believe the talk is something really special, and due to the support we've had we can begin manufacture at once. His business rival Maddox Hurd, CEO of Herculean Machines, had this to say. We've received an awe-inspiring response, proving that pilots everywhere want technology that can stand the test of time. Pilots who contributed commodities to Supertech can collect rewards from Roberts Port, in the FedMix system, while pilots who contributed commodities to Herculean Machines can collect their rewards from Cowper Dock, in the Anima system. Presidential candidates on the campaign trail. The 3 candidates for the Alliance presidency have spent much of the past week delivering their campaign messages. Incumbent President Gibson Kincaid, who seeks re-election, has demanded radical change to the Constitution. To occupy the same league as the other superpowers, we need a single ruler with overall control. I ask that you empower me to lead the Alliance into a new era of strength and unity. That is my vision. An increase in commerce is the focus for entrepreneur Fazia Silva. The current president is driven entirely by ego, as are all career politicians, but it's money that makes the galaxy go round.
Incoming mission-critical message.
Only by investing in trade and industry can the Alliance truly grow. Councillor Elijah Beck has been critical of his rival's approach. President Kincaid has little respect for our values, and Miss Silva wants to make it easier for her companies to increase profits. The Alliance deserves a president who puts the well-being of its people first, rather than their own selfish goals. The new president of the Alliance will be announced in October. Starport Status Update. This report presents the latest data on starports experiencing technical issues as a result of Thargoid sensor-related interference. The following starports are currently closed. Bester Terminal, Gemnik. Black Station, Laosang. Burton Vision, Dima Corner. Couchy Dock, Dekt. Klink Dock, in Mino. Mooches Platform, Deacon Star. Pook Dock, Hip 35873. Rennie Hub, Kupol Boomba. Seminas Hub, Newark. St. Clair Colony, Sankangu. Smith Landing, Amber. Somerset Station, Icarone. Winkfist Terminal, NLTT 57216. Meanwhile, the following starports are on the brink of closure. Week in Review. Here are this week's major stories. Political journalist Vanya Driscoll has published an analysis of the Alliance presidential candidates. She has observed that while Elijah Beck seems content with the status quo, Fazia Silva has promised to boost the economy, and current President Gibson Kincaid has proposed that the role should include executive powers. In other news, business magnate Lloyd Hardacre has been arrested for corporate fraud after his personal administrative robot revealed incriminating evidence. The incident took place during the annual general meeting of Copernicus Shipping Limited, a firm founded by Mr. Hardacre. Lieutenant Inspector Ramesh Thorne of the Federal Security Service is investigating. Independent reporter Gethin Okonkwo has revealed that he has been living undercover in the Far God cult for 3 months. According to his account, the cult has no contact with the Fargoids, with most of its followers being harmless fatalists. Mr. Okonkwo recorded his experience using concealed micro-cameras, and has shared his data with the Federal Intelligence Agency, hoping to prove that the sect is not dangerous. Meanwhile, 2 rival technology companies, Supertech and Herculean Machines, have appealed for commodities to support the release of forthcoming products. Supertech is developing a personal computing device called the Torque, while Herculean Machines is working on a machine called the Duradrive. Both companies are hoping that the support of the galactic community will allow them to share working prototypes at a technology expo on the 3rd of October. Finally, the Libertas Cooperative has announced that its appeal for commodities has reached a successful conclusion, having received an overwhelming response from the galactic community. Land enrichment systems, animal monitors, aquaponics systems, and marine equipment were delivered to Okrinoxis orbiter over the past week, allowing construction of a megaship where manatees will be farmed. And those are the main stories this week. Inside the Far God cult, independent reporter Gethin Okonkwo, who was previously thought missing, has revealed that he has been living
Incoming mission critical message.
undercover within the Far God cult for the past 3 months. In an op-ed piece, Mr. Okonkwo shared his experiences. I was fascinated by Dr. Ral Yanov's research, and I desperately wanted to understand this doomsayer cult further. So I decided to covertly study the Far God sect by posing as an adherent. During this time, I visited hive chapels in several different systems, narrowly escaping death when one was attacked by the Church of Eternal Void. On many occasions, I was physically and verbally abused by members of the public, including Juanita Bishop's campaign followers. At no point did I see evidence of actual contact with the Fargoids, while the occasional use of alien material as holy artifacts. Most worshippers are essentially fatalists, attracted to the idea of an apocalypse. Some are convinced that they alone will survive the Fargoids' manifestation. It is a strange and often contradictory thing, but no less so than other religions. I recorded my experiences within the sect using concealed micro-cameras. I am voluntarily sharing this data with the Federal Intelligence Agency to prove that the Far God sect is not dangerous, and with the hope
Fuel scooping complete.
of ending its persecution. The presidential power struggle. With the Alliance presidential race gathering speed, political journalist Vanya Driscoll has published an analysis in the Alliance Tribune. The election of a new president is usually a ceremonial matter, during which voters select a public face for the alliance, but this year is a genuine power struggle, one that may have major consequences. Elijah Beck is the only candidate who seems content with the status quo. By contrast, entrepreneur Fazia Silva promises to boost the economy and increase commerce. Her new financial policies have been welcomed by interstellar corporations and small businesses alike. President Gibson Kincaid is causing the most controversy, however. His proposal that the role of president should include executive powers is being taken seriously by the Assembly. Kincaid claims that having a single controlling voice will enable the alliance to challenge our rivals' dominance. There is a surprising amount of support for this combative rhetoric. Many agree that the alliance could be stronger, and that Prime Minister Mahone is often hamstrung by bureaucracy. Rumors suggest that the Empire and Federation are watching this election far more closely than usual. Manatee Megaship Initiative concludes. The The Libertas Cooperative has announced that its appeal for commodities has reached a successful conclusion, having received an overwhelming response from the galactic community. Land enrichment systems, animal monitors, aquaponic systems and marine equipment were delivered to Ochranox's orbiter over the past week, allowing construction of a megaship where manatees will be farmed. With the initiative at an end, Progenitor Selina Conley of the Libertas Cooperative issued the following statement. The people of Moonshin, and our partners at Moonshin Manatee Meat, extend the warmest of thanks to all pilots who supported our project. Increased production of manatee meat will give a appeal for computing commodity. Robot exposes corporate fraud. Business magnate, Lloyd Hardacre, has been arrested for corporate fraud, after his personal administrative robot revealed incriminating evidence. The incident occurred at Burnell Station during the annual general meeting of Copernicus Shipping Limited, an interplanetary haulage firm founded by Mr. Hardacre. One witness, a company shareholder, told reporters. Halfway through Hardacre's financial presentation, we saw off-the-books logs that were very obviously illegal. Hardacre ordered the robot to stop, but it continued projecting data from its internal drive.
Incoming mission-critical message.
Eventually he ran from the hall in panic. Lieutenant Inspector Ramesh Thorne, of the Federal Security Service, made this statement. We have placed Mr. Hardacre in custody while we verify multiple instances of fraud and misuse of company funds. We are also investigating how his personal admin robot managed to obtain such information, and why it chose to make the data public at this time. Historical sculptures stolen. A collection of historically significant artworks has been stolen from the Imperial Museum of Culture on Eotienses, A3. A local media report stated, the museum's most popular exhibit is the New Dawn collection, a sequence of sculptures by legendary artist Lal Kandromir. These figures date back nearly 1,000 years and commemorate the early settlers of Eotienses agreeing to join the empire. This morning, visitors found the entire exhibit empty, with every single one of the Kandromir statues gone. Painted onto the wall was a graphic of a winking cat. The museum cannot explain how its security systems were so completely circumvented. Captain Madakivander, of the Imperial Internal Security Service, commented, we are performing forensic analysis and interviewing all staff and visitors. As yet, we cannot confirm any connection between this theft and one that occurred 3 months ago in the Alioth system, despite the identical winking cat motif. We will make every effort to capture this criminal and recover these precious cultural artifacts. Starport Status Update. This report presents the latest data on starports experiencing technical issues as a result of Thargoid sensor-related interference. The following starports are currently closed. Alexandria Dock, Shinab. Rondalm Bear Lab, HIP 88595. Meanwhile, the following starports are on the brink of closure. Black Station. Lausang. Hookstock, HIP 35873. Somerset Station, Icaran A. Besta Terminal, Gen Nick.
Mission objective complete.
Burton Vision, Demo Corner. Couchy Dock, Decked. Klinkstock, Inmino. Semiless Hub, Newark. St. Clair Colony, Sankangu. Asimov Landing, LHS 2441. Roches Platform, Deacon's Star. Smith Landing, Amber. Descartes Terminal, Nugwang. Rennie Hub, Kupol Boomer. Winkfist Terminal, NLTT 57216. Week in Review. Here are this week's major stories. An anonymous source has revealed that Maddox Hurd, owner of technology company Herculean Machines, was previously investigated by the Federal Security Service. The source disclosed that Hurd candidates for Alliance presidency announced. The candidates in the Alliance presidential election have been announced. Political journalist Vanya Driscoll shared the news in the Alliance Tribune. The candidates running against President Gibson Kincaid, who is seeking a second term, have now launched their campaigns. Fazia Silva is a successful entrepreneur from the VAMP system. Although lacking political experience, she intends to leverage her business acumen to increase trade and boost economies throughout the alliance. She has delegated control of her corporate empire to her sister, freeing her to run for office. Elijah Begg, by contrast, is a highly experienced politician. Hailing from the Leasty system, he has served in the Assembly for over 4 decades. He is generally considered a safe pair of hands, but it's unlikely that he would bring about any significant changes as president. Recent polls suggest that Kincaid, Silva and Begg are roughly equal in terms of popular support, but it's still early days. All three will vigorously campaign for support in the coming weeks, in advance of the public vote on Tuesday the 16th of October. Investors abandon Herculean machines. An anonymous source has revealed that Maddox Hurd, owner of technology company Herculean Machines, was previously investigated by the Federal Security Service. The source shared recently declassified FSS records on the Rewired News channel, and stated, when establishing Herculean 5 years ago, Maddox Hurd accepted financial contributions from individuals connected to organized crime networks, such as the Red Fan Alliance Gala initiative concludes. The Alioth Independence has announced that its appeal for exotic food and drink has reached a successful conclusion, having received an overwhelming response from the galactic community. Huge quantities of Esuseku caviar, ceremonial Haikiti and live Hecate sea worms were delivered to Smith Landing over the past week, which will now be used to host their gala event. With the initiative at an end, Jurian Ballas, chairman of the Alioth Independence, issued the following statement. This will be an event like no other, and we are proud to be introducing Fazia Silva and Elijah Begg to the galactic stage. Along with Gibson Kincaid, I'm sure they will soon do battle in a good-natured yet robust election campaign. Pilots who contributed to the initiative can now collect their rewards from Smith Landing, in the Amber system. Manatee Megaship Initiative. The Libertas Cooperative has announced plans to construct a manatee farm on behalf of food supply.
Oscar, November, India. Please comply with access protocols before commencing documentation.
Miniature manatee meat. This will take the form of a megaship, where the creatures will be bred, processed and prepared for distribution. Progenitor Selena Conley of the Libertas Cooperative issued the following statement. For years, the people of Moonshin have been lucky enough to dine on the finest meat in the galaxy. We are proud to be working in association with Moonshin Manatee Meat to help bring their product to a much wider consumer base. To facilitate construction of the Manatee Farm, the Libertas Cooperative has placed an open order for land enrichment systems, animal monitors, aquaponic systems and marine equipment. It promises to reward pilots who deliver these commodities to Okrinox's orbit in the Moonshin system. The organization has also
Please be careful.
For the safety of all visitors, be considerate of other residents while passing through the main access corridor.